What if the way you're trying to love your cat is actually why they're pulling away? Many cat owners think affection means constant petting, sweet talk, and always being present. But in the feline world, love isn't about closeness, it's about respect. In this video, you'll first discover 14 subtle but powerful behaviors that build real trust with your cat in their own language. Then, we'll dive into 11 emotional signs that reveal your cat may already see you as something more than a caregiver. They see you as their mom. If you love your cat, stay with me until the end. Because what you learn today could change not just how you look at your cat, but how they look at you. Let's start with the first. Point 1. Let the cat initiate contact first. Most people don't realize this, but in the world of cat behavior, the way you start a connection determines everything about how your cat will respond to you. And the biggest mistake most cat owners make? They initiate. We call their name the moment we walk into the room. We stretch out a hand before they've even acknowledged us. We reach, pet, coo, and try to show love the way we think love should look. But for a cat, none of that feels like affection. It feels like pressure. And pressure, for a species built on observation, control, and self-protection, equals distrust. Here's the truth. Cats only trust what they choose. When you give them space, real space, not just physical distance, but emotional detachment, you're offering something far more powerful than a cuddle. You're giving them control. And in the feline world, control is the foundation of emotional trust. Next time your cat enters the room, don't call them. Don't move toward them. Don't even make eye contact. Just exist, quietly, peacefully. Sit on the floor or couch. Do something else. Let your energy settle. Let the room breathe. Let your cat observe. You might notice something incredible. Your cat will come closer, slowly, tentatively, testing the space around you. Maybe they'll sniff your leg. Maybe they'll brush past your arm. Maybe they won't do anything at all that day. That's okay, because the moment they choose to approach, that is the moment real bonding begins. Cats remember who pressures them and who doesn't. And in that stillness, in that respectful silence, they start to associate you with something rare, a person who gets it. And here's the wild part. The more you back off, the more they lean in. Because in the end, you're not trying to force love. You're offering trust. And that's something your cat will never forget. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever tried completely ignoring your cat for a few minutes, just to see what they do? What happened? Point 2. Touch the oxytocin-trigger spot. You've probably heard that petting your cat is a great way to bond. But here's what most cat owners don't know. How and where you pet them matters far more than how often. Most people use what I call dog logic. They stroke their cat from head to tail, ruffle the ears, or give repetitive pats on the head. But cats aren't wired like dogs. Their social bonding doesn't come from constant stimulation. It comes from subtle, focused behavioral signals. There's one specific spot on your cat's face that holds the key to emotional closeness. It's located just behind the whiskers, at the base of the cheeks, and slightly below the ears. This isn't just a sensitive area. It's a zone packed with facial pheromone glands. And when you touch it properly, something powerful happens. Your cat releases oxytocin, the same hormone that strengthens bonds between mother cats and kittens. That means this isn't just about affection. This is biological trust building, rooted in cat psychology and emotional communication. But there's a catch. This area is also intimate territory for a cat. They only allow access to it when they feel emotionally safe. So how you approach this matters. Use slow movements. Keep your hand open and soft, not stiff. Let them sniff your fingers first. Then, if they lean in, begin gentle circular strokes right at that cheek zone. No pressure, no rush. Watch their response closely. Do they close their eyes? Lean into your hand? Begin to purr, not loudly, but from deep within their chest? If so, you're not just petting a cat. You're activating a chemical signal of bonding with your cat. This move also connects with scent. As you stroke this area, you're spreading their scent back onto you, a form of identity marking that says, you're part of my circle now. Most owners miss this completely. They go for big gestures, constant attention. But your cat? They crave this kind of feline trust signal, quiet, precise, powerful. And once you earn access to this spot regularly, something shifts. You become more than just the human who feeds them. You become comfort, familiarity, emotional home. Later in this video, we'll get into the emotional power of scent sharing and how you can use it to build long-term trust without saying a word. Stick around. Point 3. Create vertical territory, not just toys on the floor. You've probably spent money on cat toys, little mice, balls with bells, maybe even motorized gadgets, and yet your cat keeps jumping on the fridge, the top of the bookshelf, or that one forbidden cabinet. Here's why. Cats aren't floor dwellers. They're vertical creatures, natural-born climbers, surveyors, watchers from above. In the wild, cats climb trees not just for hunting or escape, but for confidence. Height gives them control. Control makes them feel safe, and safety is the foundation of everything else: play, affection, even sleep. But here's the problem. Most homes are designed for dogs, not cats. We lay out rugs, toss toys on the floor, and give them comfy beds, down low. Meanwhile, your cat is silently scanning the room, looking for a high place where they can feel like a sentinel of their space. That's why creating vertical territory isn't optional. It's essential for effective cat enrichment. Start simple. Add a cat tree with multiple levels, especially near a window. Install floating wall shelves they can climb and perch on. Leave the top of a wardrobe clear and accessible. Even the back of a sofa facing the door can become their favorite command post. Each elevated perch you offer gives your cat something they crave on a deep primal level, a sense of ownership and control over their environment. And here's the transformation. Cats with access to vertical space often become calmer, more playful, and far more affectionate. Why? Because the world around them finally feels aligned with who they are. Not just a pet, but a territorial climber, a watchful guardian, a cat living in a space that respects their instincts. So next time your cat seems aloof, nervous, or uninterested in toys, ask yourself this. Are you giving them enough room to rise? What's the highest place your cat has claimed in your house? Let me know in the comments. I love seeing how creative they can be. Point 4. Allow uninterrupted bird or squirrel watching. You've seen it before. Your cat perched at the window, absolutely hypnotized by a fluttering bird, a squirrel leaping between branches, or even leaves blowing in the wind. To us, it looks like boredom. To them, it's something deeper. This is what's known as natural enrichment. When a cat watches wildlife, they're not zoning out. They're entering a state of focused instinctual stimulation. Their eyes dilate, their whiskers twitch. They might even chatter quietly, a soft, stuttering sound that comes from prey anticipation. And neurologically, this moment lights up the same circuits as hunting. It's not just fascinating for them, it's therapy. But here's where most owners go wrong. They interrupt it. They laugh at the chattering, walk into the room loudly, close the blinds, or even move the cat away. It's almost always unintentional, but it breaks a ritual that offers them mental health, not just entertainment. Instead, honor the ritual. Create a perch by the window, something padded, stable, and high. Add a bird feeder outside to draw in feathered visitors. Give them 10 to 20 minutes a day of uninterrupted wildlife time. Don't talk to them, don't pet them, don't distract them, just let them watch. This kind of cat enrichment has profound benefits. It reduces stress, minimizes boredom-based aggression, improves sleep, and satisfies one of the deepest feline needs, stimulation without threat. In fact, many behaviorists now consider window watching one of the best low-effort ways to support your cat's emotional well-being. It's free, natural, and perfectly aligned with how they're wired. So next time you see them at the window, don't ask what they're staring at. Just let them stare. Are you giving your cat daily enrichment opportunities like this? Share your setup in the comments. Others might love the inspiration. Point 5. Use scent swaps for emotional bonding. What if you could tell your cat, we belong to each other, without saying a word? Cats live in a world of scent. While we rely on sight and sound, their primary way of identifying safety, territory, and emotional connection is olfactory. And within that world, the most sacred scent markers come from one place: their cheeks. Right behind the whiskers, your cat carries powerful facial pheromones. When they rub against furniture, the doorframe, or even your leg, they're not just showing affection, they're claiming emotional territory. They're saying, "This is mine, and it makes me feel safe." And here's the secret. You can mirror that gesture. Try this. Take a clean, soft cloth and gently rub it along your cat's cheeks, just where those scent glands live. Don't rush. Make it soothing, almost like a miniature spa ritual. Then, Take that cloth and rub it on something they associate with you, your pillow, your hoodie, your favorite chair. Or do the opposite. Wear a shirt for a day, then rub it onto their favorite sleeping spot. What you're doing is swapping scent markers, not just sharing smells, but weaving identities. To your cat, this is huge. You're not just cohabiting. You're forming a bonded scent profile, something they instinctively associate with feline trust signals, family and belonging. This simple act, rooted in cat psychology, can lead to more frequent cuddles, softer body language, and even a decrease in stress-based behaviors. It's a subtle but powerful form of cat communication, and one most people never think to use. Have you ever tried scent swapping with your cat? I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Point 6. Perform a calm exit ritual before leaving the house. We often think cats don't care when we leave. They're independent, right? They don't wait by the door, cry like dogs, or act out when we're gone, at least not in obvious ways. But here's what cat behavior experts know. Cats absolutely notice our departures. And if those departures are rushed, noisy, or abrupt, they can trigger confusion, anxiety, and even mild separation distress, especially in more emotionally attuned or sensitive cats. That's where the power of the exit ritual comes in. Before you grab your keys, stop. Lower your energy. Speak softly. No sudden movements. Give your cat a calm glance. Maybe offer a slow blink. Maybe whisper a quiet, "I'll be back." It might feel unnecessary, but to your cat, this consistency is a reassuring pattern. It tells them, this isn't abandonment, it's part of our rhythm. Over time, this habit can reduce meowing after you leave, eliminate destructive behaviors tied to stress, and actually increase your cat's emotional resilience. Patterns matter to cats. They anchor their emotions. And by turning every goodbye into a gentle ritual, you're not just leaving, you're reinforcing emotional trust. Point 7. Let them choose where to sleep and when to engage. We often want our cats to sleep in the cozy little bed we bought, the one we placed right by our side, the one that matches the couch. But your cat? They have a different idea. Cats don't choose sleep spots based on consistency. They choose based on instinctual comfort, a mix of temperature, light, quiet, and emotional readiness. They rotate between places depending on the season, time of day, or even their mood. And that rotation is part of how they regulate their stress. So when you let them pick where to rest, without expectation, without redirection, you're doing something powerful. You're telling them, I trust you to know what you need. And here's where it gets even deeper. Let's say they choose to settle near you. Maybe just a few feet away. Maybe right next to your legs. Don't touch them. Don't talk to them. Don't even look. Instead, try this. Slowly turn your body just slightly away. Lower your energy. Exhale softly. Then, after a beat, offer one slow, relaxed blink. If they blink back, or if they simply stay, you've just unlocked one of the deepest, most subtle forms of cat bonding. That feline trust signal, that silent exchange of, I see you and I'm safe with you, is more meaningful than hours of petting. Cats want control, not because they're cold, but because it makes them feel safe. And when they feel safe, that's when they finally let you in. How many different sleep spots does your cat rotate through each week? Share in the comments. I bet we'll see some funny ones. Point 8. Use a low, steady tone of voice. You might not think your voice matters that much to your cat. After all, they don't understand your words, right? But here's the truth. Tone communicates everything. Cats are sound-sensitive animals. Their ears can rotate independently, detect the tiniest shifts in frequency, and pick up subtle cues in how you speak. To them, the tone of your voice is like an emotional map. High-pitched chatter, sudden bursts of volume, exaggerated baby talk. These might seem affectionate to us, but to your cat, they can sound unpredictable, even alarming, and unpredictability erodes emotional trust. Instead, use a low, calm, steady tone. Talk to them the way you'd speak to a sleeping child or a close friend in a quiet room. Not loud, not rushed, just soft, grounded energy. Over time, they'll associate that vocal pattern with emotional safety. It becomes a signal. This moment is peaceful. You are safe. I am calm. Have you noticed your cat reacting differently to various tones of voice? Share your story in the comments. Point 9. Offer food as a social connection, not just for feeding. Feeding your cat is a routine, but bonding with your cat, that's a ritual. And the difference comes down to intention. Most owners fill the bowl and walk away. Maybe they call the cat over or toss a treat occasionally. But food isn't just fuel for a cat. It's a language, a social offering, a way to build rapport without touch, words, or pressure. In feline groups, cats who share food or groom each other after eating form the strongest bonds. You can mimic this by offering a small treat during calm, unstructured moments, not as a bribe, but as a spontaneous gesture of closeness. What's your cat's favorite bonding snack? Drop it in the comments. Maybe you'll give someone else a new idea. Point 10. Respect their no immediately and without hesitation. We've all done it. The cat pulls away and we try one more stroke. They twitch their tail and we pretend we didn't see it. But here's the hard truth about cat behavior. Ignoring their signals does real damage. Cats speak clearly. They freeze. They flatten their ears. They swish their tail. They shift their weight away or go still. Each of these is a polite feline way of saying no, not right now. And when we ignore that, we break trust, not in a dramatic, obvious way, but in a quiet erosion. We teach them that their boundaries don't matter, that they have to tolerate discomfort to stay close to us. But when you stop the moment they signal no, that's when trust actually deepens. You become someone who listens without words, someone who sees their subtle behavioral signals and responds with respect. This doesn't just make them feel safe in the moment. It encourages them to seek out more interaction later, because now they know they can trust the exit door. Point 11. Create daily quiet moments of shared stillness. Not every interaction with your cat has to involve play, touch, or even talking. In fact, some of the deepest connections you'll ever form with them will come in complete silence. Cats are masters of co-regulated calm. They notice your energy. They match your breathing. They read your stillness as emotional safety. And when you give them quiet companionship, just sitting near them, not engaging, not expecting, you give them space to relax next to you on their terms. Try this once a day. No phone, no TV, just you and your cat in the same space, doing absolutely nothing. Read a book, sit on the floor, look out the window. Over time, your cat will gravitate toward this stillness, because it tells them, this human doesn't need to control me, I can be myself here. These moments may seem uneventful, but they're not. They're the silent glue that holds trust together. And the more of them you create, the more your cat begins to see you as not just a source of food or play, but as a presence that feels like peace. Point 12. Provide temperature variety in rest zones. If you've ever noticed your cat sleeping in the sun one day and on the cool tile the next, there's a reason, and it's not random. Cats are thermal strategists. They instinctively seek out warm or cool places to regulate their body temperature, manage stress, and even self-soothe. It's not just comfort, it's survival instinct carried into the home. In winter, they gravitate toward heating vents, blankets, or cozy corners. In summer, they stretch out on hardwood floors, sinks, or shaded nooks. And in between, they might rotate between the two in a single day. That's why offering temperature variety in resting areas is one of the simplest ways to show your cat you understand them. Create layered options: a sunny spot with a fleece blanket for warmth, a cool ceramic tray or bare floor patch away from direct sunlight, a covered hideout for emotional insulation, regardless of temperature. These small choices tell your cat, you are free to feel how you feel. This space adapts to you. And when a cat senses that their physical needs are consistently met, their emotional walls begin to lower too. Point 13. Rotate toys and objects to stimulate curiosity. Cats are curious, yes, but they're not easily amused by repetition. Unlike dogs, they don't go back to the same toy day after day. For them, play must feel real, fresh, unpredictable, alive. That's why rotating toys and objects is essential for cat enrichment. When you change what's available, even slightly, it resets their curiosity. A toy they ignored for weeks suddenly becomes the target of a surprise hunt. A paper bag that appears out of nowhere becomes a jungle cave. Try this. Keep half of your cat's toys out of sight. Every week, swap them with the others. Add a crumpled paper ball. Move a tunnel to a new part of the room. Even rotating blankets or boxes can spark engagement. This approach taps directly into your cat's predatory instinct, which is activated not by abundance, but by novelty. It fights boredom, prevents behavioral issues, and adds daily enrichment to a life that, especially for indoor cats, can easily become too predictable. What's the most surprising object your cat ever turned into a toy? Let us know in the comments. Point 14. Offer touch through open, non-intrusive hand gestures. Most of us think we're being gentle when we reach out to pet a cat. But in feline communication, the act of reaching itself can feel intrusive, even threatening. That's why the most successful interactions begin not with action, but with invitation. Instead of reaching toward your cat, try something different. Open your hand slowly. Keep it low to the ground. Let it stay still. Don't direct it at them, just let it exist near them. This is called passive offering, and in the world of cat trust signals, it's incredibly powerful. If your cat approaches, sniffs, or gently rubs against your hand, they're initiating the connection. And that shift, from you reaching toward them to them reaching toward you, is the emotional pivot point of the entire bond. Cats don't respond to pressure, they respond to choice. By offering your hand instead of using it, you become not a force in their space, but a presence they choose to include in their comfort zone. And here's the bonus. When they accept your invitation, the trust that forms is deeper, more lasting, and far more likely to grow into genuine affection. Because in the feline world, touch isn't about control, it's about respect. Now that you've learned how to speak your cat's language of trust, let's go deeper. Because sometimes, without you even realizing it, your cat watches you, mirrors you, seeks you out. And when they do, it's more than just connection. It's attachment, it's bonding, it's maternal love. What you're about to see are 11 hidden signs that your cat may already consider you their emotional anchor, their chosen family, their mom. Sign 1. Kneading. When your cat hops into your lap, settles in, and starts rhythmically pressing their paws into your thighs or stomach, you might smile and say, "Oh, they're making biscuits." But this seemingly innocent habit has deep emotional roots. Kneading is one of the very first behaviors a kitten learns. When nursing, they knead their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. It's an act of survival, but also of comfort. And for many cats, the association between kneading and safety never goes away. So when your adult cat kneads on you, what they're really saying is, "I feel safe. I feel content. I feel like I did when I was with my mom." You're not just a soft place to nap. You're a living, breathing source of security and love. The best thing you can do? Let them knead. If their claws make it uncomfortable, drape a soft blanket over your lap or wear something thick, but don't push them away. This is a bonding ritual, one of the clearest signs your cat trusts you completely. Sign 2. Meowing. Here's something wild. Cats rarely meow at each other in the wild. Once they're weaned, they mostly communicate through body language, scent, and behavior. So why does your cat talk to you like you're supposed to answer? Because you are. Domestic cats have adapted a behavior typically reserved for their mothers, meowing, and aimed it squarely at us. They've found that using a soft, high-pitched cry, eerily similar to that of a human baby, gets our attention. And more than that, it opens a two-way emotional exchange. If your cat meows at you regularly, they're trying to communicate. They're not just asking for food or a door to be opened. They're acknowledging you as their point of contact. Their voice is saying, "I need you. I trust you'll respond." Talk back, seriously. Use calm, reassuring tones. Respond consistently to their vocal cues, and over time, you'll begin to understand what different meows mean. This back and forth builds emotional understanding and reinforces your role as caregiver, possibly even as mom. Sign 3. Following you. Does your cat follow you from the kitchen to the bathroom, from the sofa to your desk, like a silent little shadow? It may seem obsessive or even funny, but what they're doing is deeply instinctual. In the wild, kittens follow their mother constantly. She's their guide to the world, the one who teaches them how to interact, what to fear, and when to rest. When your cat shadows your movements, they're replicating that dynamic. You've become their reference point, their teacher, their protector. They're not stalking you. They're staying close to their source of structure and security. It's okay to set boundaries, but don't dismiss this behavior. Instead, create little checkpoints around the house, cozy spots in each room where they can relax and observe you without always being underfoot. Speak to them as you move around. Include them in your daily rhythm. By doing so, you're reinforcing that bond and helping them feel seen, heard, and safe. Sign 4. Bringing you gifts. It's the middle of the night. You step into the living room and there it is. A mangled toy, a crumpled sock, or worse, a dead bug or mouse. While your first instinct might be frustration or disgust, pause and look at it through their eyes. Cats are natural-born hunters, and in the wild, mother cats teach their young how to hunt by bringing prey back to the nest. It's how they say, "This is what you do, this is how you survive." So when your cat brings you a gift, even if it's a stuffed toy or a shredded piece of paper, they're sharing something personal. They're saying, "I care for you, I want to teach you, I see you as part of my family." Resist the urge to scold them or act grossed out. Praise them gently, and offer alternative outlets, interactive toys, hunting games, or puzzles. Let them channel that instinct in a way that feels rewarding for both of you. Sign 5, grooming you. You're petting your cat when suddenly they start licking your hand. Maybe your face, maybe your hair. It might tickle. It might even feel a little weird. But what they're doing is profound. In kittenhood, a mother grooms her babies constantly. It's about more than hygiene. It's warmth. It's bonding. It's reassurance. And among cats, grooming others is one of the most intimate social behaviors. If your cat grooms you, they're treating you like family, like someone worth caring for. It's their way of saying, "You're mine. We belong together." Let them if you can. If it becomes too much, gently distract them with a toy or another form of interaction. But never punish them for licking. That action is rooted in love and in learned behaviors from their earliest, safest moments of life. Sign 6, sleeping on or near you. When your cat chooses to sleep directly on you, or even just close by, it's not a random choice. In the wild, cats are highly protective of their sleeping spots because it's the moment they're most vulnerable to predators. As kittens, they instinctively huddled with their mothers and littermates to stay warm and safe. That early life behavior doesn't go away with age. If your adult cat consistently sleeps on your chest, legs, or right next to your pillow, it's a strong sign that they associate you with safety and maternal comfort. This behavior is deeply emotional and signals an intense level of trust. To honor this trust, make sure your cat has comfortable places to rest near or with you. A fleece blanket with your scent can help deepen that association. Don't shoo them away if you don't have to. These sleeping sessions are their way of reinforcing the bond with their cat parent. Even if you're not thrilled about sharing your bed, try to see it from their perspective. You are their chosen sanctuary. That's something special. Not everyone gets that from a cat. Sign 7, belly exposure. A cat's belly is one of its most sensitive and unprotected areas. In the wild, no cat exposes its stomach unless it feels completely safe. So when your cat flops over, shows their belly, and stares at you with trusting eyes, they're offering you the highest compliment they know. They don't necessarily want belly rubs. That can still trigger a defensive response. But they're showing you their softest, weakest part, and trusting that you won't hurt them. Respect that gesture. Speak gently. Avoid rough play in that moment. By showing restraint and reading their body language, you earn even more of their trust. Sign 8, slow blinking. There's a specific way cats express love, and it has nothing to do with jumping on your lap or purring loudly. It's through eye contact and a slow, deliberate blink. This blink is a social signal, a peace offering, a subtle way of saying, "I'm not a threat, I feel safe." Between a mother cat and her kittens, this blink is used to establish calm and non-aggression. So when your cat gives you a slow blink across the room, don't ignore it. Blink slowly in return. It's a shared language, one that deepens the emotional bridge between you. Want to strengthen the bond even further? Try a short, slow blink session during your quiet time together. You'll be amazed at how responsive your cat becomes. Sign 9, headbutting and rubbing. Cats have scent glands around their cheeks and forehead. When they headbutt you or rub the sides of their face on your hands, legs, or face, they're marking you. Not in a dominant way, but in a social, affectionate one. This behavior is something kittens do to their mother and siblings. It says, "We belong together." When they do it to you, they're reinforcing your place in their world. Let them do it. Even if it smudges your glasses or leaves fur on your clothes, it's a moment of deep connection. This act is one of the most unmistakable signs of feline bonding. Cherish it. Sign 10, seeking you for comfort. When a loud noise startles them or a guest makes them anxious, who do they run to? If the answer is you, that's not coincidence. That's emotional imprinting. Kittens rely on their mother for safety. When frightened, they seek her out instinctively. If your adult cat looks to you during those moments, makes eye contact, jumps in your lap, or hides nearby, it means they see you as their protector. Let them come to you. Keep your voice calm. Avoid scooping them up too quickly. Just being there is enough. Being the calm center in a moment of chaos is the truest test of trust. Sign 11. Watching you. Sometimes the most powerful sign of love is simply presence. When your cat quietly watches you work, eat, read, or move around the house, they're not being nosy. They're doing what they once did as kittens, learning, absorbing, bonding. A kitten studies its mother's every move. It learns the world by watching her. If your cat does the same with you, they're staying connected in the way they know best. Speak to them softly, make eye contact, include them. They don't need constant attention, but they do want to feel like they're part of your world. Do cats miss their real moms? It's a fair question. Do cats ever miss their biological mothers? The truth is, yes and no. Kittens separated too early may struggle at first, but cats are emotionally adaptable. What matters most is the bond they form after that separation. And if you've shown love, care, safety, and patience, they've likely assigned that mother role to you. And that's a beautiful, meaningful thing. How to deepen that bond? Understanding that your cat sees you as a maternal figure is powerful. But like any meaningful relationship, that bond needs to be nurtured, reinforced, and honored over time. Cats might be independent by nature, but emotional connection with their human caregivers can shape their entire world. The love they express might be subtle, but it is no less profound. Here are several ways to deepen and strengthen that incredible bond you share. Talk to them regularly. Cats may not understand words the way humans do, but they absolutely recognize tone, rhythm, and emotional energy. When you talk to your cat, whether during play, feeding, or quiet moments, you help them feel seen and acknowledged. Soft, consistent communication builds familiarity and reinforces trust. Use their name often and try to maintain a warm, soothing tone. Over time, they will learn to associate your voice with safety, calmness, and belonging. Some cats will even respond vocally or follow your voice from room to room, another sign that communication for them is connection. Blink slowly and wait for their reply. Slow blinking is often called the cat kiss. If you want to connect emotionally in their own language, make eye contact when they're calm and gently close and reopen your eyes. Wait to see if they blink back. If they do, congratulations. You've just exchanged a silent, trust-building gesture that mirrors early kitten-mother communication. You can integrate slow blinking into your daily routine, especially during peaceful moments like before bedtime or while sitting together quietly. It's an easy yet powerful way to say, I trust you and you're safe with me. Maintain a consistent routine. Cats thrive on predictability. Their internal clocks are finely tuned, and any disruption can make them anxious or withdrawn. A stable routine, with predictable feeding times, regular play sessions, and a calm bedtime ritual, provides a sense of stability that mimics the dependable structure a mother cat offers. Small adjustments, like turning on soft lighting before dark or feeding at the same time daily, can signal to your cat that their world is safe and under control. This kind of emotional security is the bedrock of long-lasting trust. Create multiple safe zones. Don't limit your cat's sense of comfort to just one corner of the house. Spread out the love. Create multiple cozy zones throughout your home where your cat can retreat and relax undisturbed. Place soft bedding in sunlit spots, add boxes in quiet corners, or dedicate a perch near your workspace. Including a blanket or item of clothing that smells like you adds an extra layer of emotional comfort. When your cat voluntarily chooses to rest in a space you prepared for them, it's a powerful statement of mutual trust. Initiate daily interactive play. Interactive play is essential, not just for exercise, but for emotional connection. Feather wands, toy mice, and laser pointers are great, but the key is participation. When you initiate the game, you're not just providing entertainment. You're stepping into the role of the teacher, just like their mother once did. These moments tap into their hunting instincts and allow them to engage with you in a meaningful, satisfying way. Regular playtime also reduces anxiety and reinforces the idea that you are not just a food source, but a reliable emotional anchor. Let them initiate affection. Cats form stronger bonds when they feel respected. One of the most important forms of respect in their world is autonomy. Let them choose when they want to cuddle, climb onto your lap, or be pet. Allowing them to come to you on their terms demonstrates that you respect their boundaries and individuality. In return, they will feel safer seeking you out, knowing you won't push or overstep. This builds a relationship based on trust rather than control. Groom them gently. Grooming is a maternal act, and brushing your cat gently can be one of the most intimate ways to bond. Choose a soft brush and go slowly. Focus on areas they enjoy, like the back, sides, and under the chin. If done regularly, grooming becomes a shared ritual of trust and affection. For long-haired cats especially, grooming sessions can help prevent tangles and mats while reinforcing the caregiving role you play in their lives. Use their name positively. Your cat learns to associate your tone and choice of words with emotional experiences. That includes their name. Make it a signal of affection and positivity. Say their name when calling them to eat, during play, or when praising them. Avoid using it to scold or when they're in trouble. Over time, their name becomes a bridge between you, a sound that signals comfort, warmth, and attention. Engage in co-activities. Some of the most meaningful bonding moments come from shared stillness. You don't have to be actively interacting with your cat to bond. Simply existing together in the same space, you reading a book while they nap nearby, or working at your desk while they observe from a window perch, creates an ambient connection. These quiet routines help reinforce a sense of family. They feel like they belong in your world, even when nothing is being said. Respect their boundaries. Always be mindful of your cat's signals. A swishing tail, lowered ears, or sudden retreat all indicate a need for space. Honor these cues without taking them personally. Giving them room to regulate their own comfort levels shows emotional maturity on your part, and they'll come to trust you even more. This is how cats learn that their needs are safe with you, that you're not just available, but emotionally intelligent. Offer emotional reassurance during stressful events. Whether it's fireworks outside or a visit to the vet, there will be moments when your cat feels overwhelmed. In these situations, be their rock. Use a calm, steady voice, dim the lights, and let them hide if they need to. Simply being near them, not trying to fix or force anything, helps anchor their emotions. These are the moments that solidify lifelong trust. Make time for one-on-one rituals. Cats love predictability, and shared rituals deepen the bond. Maybe it's giving them a treat every night before bed, or letting them sit beside you during morning coffee. These seemingly small traditions become emotional touchpoints. They begin to expect and enjoy these moments not just because of the activity itself, but because it means connection with you. Learn their preferences and honor them. Just like people, cats have preferences, favorite toys, petting spots, window views, and even preferred tones of voice. Pay attention to what they gravitate toward. Tailoring your care to suit their individual personality shows not only attentiveness but emotional generosity. The more you learn to understand your cat's emotional needs and respond to them, the more their attachment to you will grow. Your presence, your patience, your rituals, and your willingness to truly observe and adapt can create one of the deepest, most meaningful bonds possible between human and animal. Every single day, your cat watches you, studies you, and chooses you all over again, not just because you feed them, but because you make them feel safe, stable, and truly loved. If any of these signs reminded you of your own cat, let me know in the comments which moment hit home for you the most. And don't forget to subscribe so you can keep deepening that bond, one quiet moment at a time. Because every cat deserves to be understood, and every human deserves to feel chosen.